Thank you very much, dear colleagues, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. As the Lord Mayor of Copenhagen and as President of EUROCITIES, I'm pleased to welcome you here today. It's a privilege to be here, and I'm happy to see so many have come to Copenhagen to participate in this summit of European regions and cities. Even though the sun is shining and it is a fantastic day, I have to remind you that Europe is in the middle of the worst crisis since the Second World War. Our economy are suffering, and the crisis will turn into a political or social crisis if we aren't unable to get Europe back to its feet. European nations, regions, and cities are facing a triple challenge today. We have to handle climate change and reduce CO2 emissions. We need to create new jobs and economic growth, and we need to deal with a shrinking supply of oil and gas. It's not going to be easy to solve these problems, and we have to work together. The good news is that we do not have to find three solutions, because there is one answer, and it is sustainable green growth. I'm not saying that green growth is a one-size-fits-all solution. Things look different in Rome and in Sofia than it do in Copenhagen and Stockholm. But green growth is the answer towards a more green and sustainable society, as well as job creation and economic growth, both in Paris and in Genoa. In order to get Europe back on track, we will have to work hard, both at national, regional, and local level. We also have to invest in the future, in new infrastructure, research and development, in education, in sustainability, and in job creation. Especially, we need to create jobs for all the young people who are unable to get a foothold on the labor market all over Europe. In the current economic crisis, Europe's major cities have a central role to play in economic recovery, for example, through investments in urban infrastructure, energy efficiency, and innovation. It is in the city that most of the new jobs, knowledge, and innovation is generated. And it is in the big cities that they are competing with other cities around the world about investments and talent. We need a Europe in balance, economically, socially, politically. But if we want to get growth and new jobs, we need to invest in our cities. This will not only benefit for the cities, because the cities are the economic engine for the larger region. The European model of integrated urban development is an important asset in the global competition of investments and talent. Try to compare livability in a European city with a mega city in China or in South America. We have a huge advantage, and we must make the most of it. Take, for instance, my city, Copenhagen. We are taking a holistic approach to urban development. We want to have a livable city, and we want to have economic growth, and it goes hand in hand, if you ask me. Like many other cities, Copenhagen is growing these years. 1,000 new citizens every month. In 2025, there will be 20% more Copenhageners. This is a compliment, because people move to Copenhagen because they can have a good life and because they can get a job, like in so many other European cities. Managing a growing city is a challenge. We need to invest in new schools and institutions, new neighborhoods, new parks, infrastructure for bikes, cars, and public transport. But investments are also an opportunity to develop an even more livable city, and a possibility to test new solutions for a more sustainable and more energy-efficient society. Solutions that can be used in Copenhagen and in many other cities in Europe and in the rest of the world. One example is CO2 emissions. Copenhagen is determined to become the world's first CO2 neutral capital by 2025. It is an ambitious goal, but I think we can achieve it. From 1995 to 2005, we have reduced CO2 emissions with 20%, and we are well underway to reach another 20% reduction in 2015. And in May, we will present a plan with concrete initiatives towards a CO2 neutral city in 2025. We are using these investments to create jobs, innovation, and long-term economic growth. Our investments create jobs in the construction industry, but they also generate a long-term growth in the clean tech companies because we develop new solutions together with them. A high quality of life also helps us to secure new investments in our region. In a recent report from Financial Times, Copenhagen is ranked as Europe's third most attractive region for investments, especially because of our high quality of life. The key to success is working together, sharing solutions and developing new technology. As I mentioned earlier, cities and regions often have different contexts, but they do have similar problems. Seeing how colleagues elsewhere solve problems, generate new ideas, and help us to create success in our own city and regions. But in order to develop and test these new solutions and these new technology, we need a kickstart of European economy. We need a real partnership with the EU and with our national governments. We need them to recognize the role of local and regional authorities, and we need them to make investments in research and development, in new infrastructure, energy efficiency, and green growth. I know for sure that we have a strong ally in the President in the European Commission, Mr. Barroso, so I'm very optimistic. Europe's cities and regions are ready to act. We want to help Europe back to the ambitious goals set up in the 2020 strategy for a smart, sustainable, and inclusive Europe. The green growth revolution is not only possible, it is also profitable. Think about the potential, saving energy costs, a number of jobs we can create in the research development, construction, and the clean tech industry if we make the right choice. The green and sustainable society promise a better economy, more livable societies, and a healthier environment. Sustainability is no longer a choice, it is a must. So let's get to work. I wish you all a successful summit and a fantastic stay in our beautiful city. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.